This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Radical Rescue for the Game Boy. This game was released in 1993, November of 1993, in all three major regions, North America, Japan, and Europe. To be honest, I didn't even know that this game existed until about 6 months ago. Me and a coworker were talking about Ninja Turtles games on the Game Boy for some reason, and I actually was kind of confused. I couldn't even remember if there was two. Like, I kind of thought there was two, but I couldn't really remember. The only one I played back in the day was Follow the Foot Clan. And then I kind of remembered that there was one called Return from the Sewers, and I wasn't sure which one was the first one and which wasn't the second one. So we were talking about that, and of course it turns out Follow the Foot Clan is the first one. Return from the Sewers was the second one, which I don't think I've ever played, even to this day. I still haven't picked up that one yet. I've never found a copy of that one yet. But yeah, I definitely had no idea that there was a third one. Like, literally no idea whatsoever. So I was pretty surprised to find out that there was a third one. And it's actually a huge departure from the first two. Believe it or not, this is a Metroidvania game. This is a Metroidvania game before Metroidvania games. So this is a game made by Konami, which plays like Metroid, but predates Castlevania Symphony of the Night. So it is a Metroidvania game before there were Metroidvania games. So yeah, in this game you start off with one turtle. You start off with Michelangelo, and you have to unlock the other three turtles. And each turtle has like their own unique abilities. So Michelangelo can use his nunchucks like a helicopter, and he can sort of glide across wider gaps that the other turtles can't get across. And then you unlock Leonardo. Leonardo can basically use a sword to break weak boxes or bricks that are below you. So he can dig down and get down into areas that the others can't get into. And then you unlock Raphael, and he can curl up into a shell, gets really small, and he can get under small gaps that the others can't get under. And then you unlock Donatello last, and Donatello can climb walls, so he can get up to high spots that the others can't get to. At any given time, you can switch between the turtles, so Start brings up a screen, and you can change the turtle. Believe it or not, they share the same life bar for some reason, so it's not like the NES Ninja Turtles, where, you know, when you're getting low on life on one turtle, you can switch to another, and they'll have like a full life bar. Oddly enough, in this one, for whatever reason, they decided that they should share the same life bar. But anyways, yeah, so Start brings up that screen, and then Select brings up a map. It's not super helpful. The game's way bigger than the map looks, first of all. Every square on the map isn't like a screen, it's more like an area, I guess. So it's a little bit deceiving with the size of the map. The game feels bigger than the map looks because of that. And, you know, there's little black squares on the map that represent something important. That could be a boss, or where a turtle's locked up, or where a key is or something, I guess. But, like, you don't know what they are. So, yeah, I didn't find the map all that helpful, but there is a map. Select brings it up. Game has amazing graphics. I mean, it goes without saying, it looks amazing for a Game Boy game. They really packed a lot into this, and the music is good. You know, it's a very ambitious game. It's such a huge departure from the others. It's just such bigger scope. It feels like a generational leap, going from the previous two. I mean, the first time I played Follow the Foot Clan, I think I beat it in like 20 minutes. You know, it's not a very long game, and this game, on the other hand, I can only imagine playing this game back in the day. You know, you didn't have the internet, you didn't have You know, if you didn't have a strategy guide, if there was even strategy guides for this game back then, many hours this game would take. I mean, you when you die, so you've got a life bar, and you've got you can see there's 3 squares at the bottom right of the screen, and those are like your little inventory. And the first square is for a pizza. So when you kill enemies, you'll get a small slice of pizza, and that just fills up a couple of your life bars, gives you a little bit more life, hit points. But once in a while, you'll come across like a full pizza, and that's basically like an extra life. So that you hold in the first inventory box, and when you die, it fills up your life bar again. So it's like having an extra life. You don't have lives in this game. So normally when you die, it's game over, and you have limited continues. We'll get to that. But yeah, so the full pizza is like an extra life, but you can only hold one of them. So if you've already got a full pizza in your inventory and you come across another one, it basically doesn't do anything. The second one, the second inventory box is for the keys. There's keys that you have to get to unlock the captured turtles. And the third inventory box is for like card keys. You get card keys to open doors to progress to different areas. So it's not just you can't get to certain areas because you don't have the right turtle. There's also card keys that you have to get. Yeah, the game is huge. I mean, I've been playing it for an hour and a half, and like I've only just unlocked. Well, I've unlocked Leonardo, and I almost unlocked Raphael. But yeah, I mean, when you die, you start. Sorry, when you die, you've got limited continues. I think you've got 2 or 3 continues. But when you continue, you start at the very beginning of the map, the very beginning of the game. So you keep any keys, obviously, any items. You keep any of the turtles that you've like unlocked or rescued. So that's the whole point. But you start at the very beginning of the map. So if you had to trek all the way through this pretty large map to get to like a boss, and you die on the boss, you continue it, and you start all the way at the beginning of the map again. You gotta go trek all the way back to the boss. And the bosses are pretty hard in this game. Way harder than the first 2. Like, this game in general is way harder than the first 2. It's a lot longer. It's gonna take you a lot of continues just to learn the map. Just to learn where to go. It kind of feels like a game that should have had battery backup. Like, it should have had save rooms or something, but they went with the password route, which I actually didn't even like realize. I didn't remember when I started the game that there was an option for a password. So I'm playing the game, and I was expecting unlimited continues. This seems like a game that should have unlimited continues, because like, you're gonna die a lot just trying to learn where everything is in the map. But I was kind of expecting it to have limited continues, or I was kind of expecting it to have some sort of a save backup, battery backup save. And forgetting that it had a password, I wasn't like paying attention. I don't actually remember getting a password. I assume I got a password when I rescued Leonardo, and I maybe just wasn't paying attention, and I hit the button too quickly. And I've been playing this game for like an hour and a half, and it feels like I barely scratched the surface. I still had, 2 turtles to rescue and Splinter to rescue. So yeah, it's a very ambitious Game Boy game. Huge departure from the first 2. And I've never like heard anyone talking about this game. Like I said, I didn't know this game existed until 6 months ago. So I don't feel like very many people played this back in the day. If you did, definitely let me know.